advisor, coach, and medium who can assist you to connect the light within and transcend beyond the limits of all possible experience and knowledge. For the next 2.5 hours, listen and call in toll-free 866-9-SARAHs. That's 866-972-7247. And watch SarahSpiritual live on Facebook and YouTube and share love and light.
The world is changing now, and we don't know where to go. The world is different now, and people have lost their way. It's just not easy to be who we want to be, 'cause the world is changing now. We can't walk the way we did. We don't know the path. We have to listen to our heart. The ways that worked before, they don't work anymore. We have lost our love for everyone. We have hurt each other. The world is changing now. It's asking us to move along, to open up a different way of loving one another. We can't stay the same. We've lost the game of life. We can't run away anymore. The world is changing now. We need to heed the warning. The world is calling you to rise above where you've been. The world is changing now. What we did before doesn't work. It's time for you. It's time for me to change. The world is changing now. Won't you change and open your heart? Open your heart. Open your heart right here on the Oldies station on Spiritually Speaking with Sarah at 866-972-7247. I'm so excited to talk to you tonight because we've got changes. More changes than you could ever imagine. There's this lunar eclipse coming. We were just talking about that before we went live on air. And I said, hold on to your diapers, everybody. We're going in. We're going into a whole new world. Well, just like my song says, the world is changing now. So are you ready to change? Are you ready to make a shift? Are you ready to grow with the universe and all that it brings for you, but still remain true to yourself and understand who you are and truly appreciate the power that you have to create? I know, things have been a little rough. When you look around the world, it seems something is erupting somewhere, or falling if we look at the stock market. There's so much change going on. But in this world, we have to go inside and tune into our inner being, our inner self. We have to know what we believe. And as we believe in the universe's power that supports us, we can access this gift inside that has this innate ability to know the truth that's right for us. So do you believe? Do you believe in things that you cannot see? Do you believe that it's possible to achieve your goal, even if you don't have evidence just yet? When you believe with your heart, the whole world becomes, well, your oyster, and you truly can embrace what is really yours. And it's that power of belief that can shift your entire life. You know, many of us go after a goal, a shift in our life. Many of us have what we desire to achieve kind of planned in our mind, but somewhere inside, you don't really believe, do you? You have that fear that's chewing away at you, making you feel as if, well, what if it doesn't happen? What if it didn't happen? What if I tell my friends and I'm going to appear as the fool because I spoke it and now it didn't happen? And what are they going to say? And we begin to have this negative conversation with ourselves that pulls us down this rabbit hole of doubt and fear and angst and robs us of our ability to be the divine being we've come to be. And we can all have that shadow self, that additional conversation that's busy talking and undermining things we do. A lot of that is programming, past programming from maybe we were growing up and someone said, you won't amount to much, or you're really not that smart. You should just go into painting or go be a mechanic because you're not book smart. And someone tries to box you into their concept of who you are. And that chips away with that beautiful belief factor that you were born with, this unique gift that was there to hold you tight and embrace all the beauty that you have in your life. But somewhere inside, we lost that connection, that spark. But when you were little, you believed anything was possible. We had Santa Claus. Well, we still have Santa Claus, don't we? We had the Easter Bunny. We have our tooth fairy, our fairy godmother. There was even Elf on the Shelf. We've got so much to believe in when we're little. And we looked up to our elders, for the most part. There'd always be that one person in the family that you thought was so cool. There was that father who maybe he was a fireman or a policeman, and you wanted to grow up and be just like him. Or that mother who had this knack and talent of maybe baking and creating beautiful foods in the kitchen and inspired you to want to have a restaurant one day. Or maybe your mom was this go-getter who just went out and made a name for herself and became a top executive in an organization. And you thought, wow, my mom can do it all. But that's looking on the outside of you. But when we look on the outside, do you really see that you're capable of doing that? Do you have the belief that you can do that? That you have the power to do that? I don't know. Do you? Do you really believe? Because when we tap into that energy, oh my goodness, anything's possible. I've told this story before, but I love to go back And I love to tell the story of when I thought I couldn't sing. Well, they told me I couldn't sing. I was off pitch. They said, "Oh, good God, please quiet that child." Well, they didn't say it so nicely, but we are on radio, so we'll stick with that side of the story. And as I was driving in the car, singing my little happy lungs out, they would be like, "Oh, please stop." And so I learned to dumb it down, quiet it down, didn't really sing loud. But inside, there was this little voice hammering inside of me that said, "You can sing." And there's some musical people in the family, so it's not like that was a weird thing to think. But I really was off pitch. They went, "La." I was like, "Ew." They're like, "No, no, no, la." I'm like, "Ew, ew." Oh, I was hopeless. But I had a power, a belief inside. It was this knowing. And that's the feeling I want you all to find within yourself. This knowing that you're meant for success. This knowing that you're meant to do something that you believe is possible. This true sense of, I can do it. So I kind of buckled down and I drilled down inside my little self and I locked myself in a room. You know, when you're little, you just lock yourself in with your toys and your stuffed animals. And I had this little stereo. And back then we had records, so that's a fun thing. And they've come back now, but we had these beautiful records, and I wore that record to pieces. And I would continuously play a lot of these shows like Cinderella, The Wizard of Oz, South Pacific. Like I would listen and listen to listen, and then I began to imitate the voices that I heard. I thought if I could sound like them and they were singing, then I could sing. So that's how I did it. Might not be what a singing teacher would tell you to do, but it got my mind and my voice to communicate. You see, according to everyone around me, I was tone deaf. That means you sing a note and I'm not hearing the right note and I just sing any note. And usually it was pretty horrific. But I sure did love to sing. And that was the power of belief. So what do you love to do? I mean, really, what makes you happy? What makes you feel enthusiastic? What do you really want to accomplish? You know, earlier today I was talking to someone, and she was sharing with me that she has this dilemma with these houses. She said she might listen tonight, so I might as well talk to her. But she had these dilemmas with these houses, and she wants to stay in one, rent the other, sell the other. Oh, Jiminy Cricket, she doesn't know. And I said, well, quite frankly, you're all over the place. And so she laughs. I said, but what you need is a singleness of intention, a visualization of what you really want to happen, and you need to believe it's possible. And trust. And it's a beautiful house. And then she's like, well, maybe we'll move to the other house and we'll sell this house. And she's going back and forth. And I said, no, no, no. Just focus. Focus on what brings you joy. Focus on what you want to accomplish. Remember the feeling you had when you had this house built? This house was customized for what you wanted. And it meets everything you need. We planned it that way. Because she had had some sessions with me and we had cultivated the vision. Are you cultivating your vision? See, even I, as a little girl, cultivated the vision. I saw myself on a stage. Now my stage is different than the one I envisioned. But at that time, I saw myself on a stage. I saw myself winning contests, accomplishing things, getting awards. I had a joyful vision. Even though the peanut gallery around me is not trying to be unsupportive, but was saying, oh, good God, do anything else but sing. Well, 10 years old, I wrecked that little opinion. I just stood up on a stage and won a talent show, and then the rest became history. Next thing you know, they're like, oh my goodness, we're sending her to college for music, for opera. We are going to invest in this one. Well, what a difference that made. But you know your destiny. I know you call and you're like, Sarah, what do you see in my future? Sarah, what's the answer? But I'm here to tell you that my job is solely to awaken the destiny inside of you and to give you the ability to see what I see, what the universe has planned for you, and help you find your way. I can't tell you which way to go. I can really tell you look over there with a wink, but you've got to know what you've got to do. You've got to trust that you're never alone and that everything is always working out for you. And you are supported. Your angels and your guides. Think of every time you had to make a change in life. It wasn't easy. Was it easy? No, it wasn't easy. It was something that could have been complicated or took you out of your comfort zone. You find yourself moving in a new direction and it brings up what? Fear, uncertainty. Those voices in your head that say, are you sure you can do this? Remember when so-and-so told you? All right, we don't care what they told you. Dig down deep. Put something in your soul that supports your soul's message. Put your intention, put your thoughts there. Don't just let your soul keep saying, you can do it, you can do it. And your mind race over it and muddle through everything and make it cloudy. The mind is a fabulous, wired gift, but it's also wired in a way that's been programmed. You've been programmed since you were born. Look over here. Pay attention to mommy. Oh, don't touch that. It's too hot. Oh, no, over here. Good girls do this. Bad boys, oh no, don't do that. You're a bad boy. All these messages that you've been given. But inside your soul, you know what you're meant to do. You know who you are. You know what's coming your way. It's a belief inside of you. So where are you in this juncture? I know, we look at the world, and as I said earlier, it's a little chaotic. Are you going to let that be your distraction from your goal? Does a salesperson sit down and say, oh my goodness, the world is falling apart and nobody's buying, and sit there and expect to get paid? No. They find a way and make a way. They go above and beyond. They get creative with their offerings. They don't buy into the story. Otherwise, how would they survive? You see, it was the power of belief that gave me the ability to be in sales during much of my career. Because I believed it was possible, but I believed in me. I believed that I had shown myself that if I had set my mind to something, if I set my intention, if I followed my heart, if I listened to my soul, I would get close to the mark and then make adjustments and I'd hit the mark. And the more I trusted, the easier it was to hit the mark. Or in music, the easier it was to hit the high note. The easier it was to win a contest, to get the role of my dreams, to be on Broadway, to do whatever I wanted to do. It was all there for me. And inside of you is that very same being that if you believe in your heart right from the start, you'll know just what to do and how you can transform your life. So in this day that we are in, where the world is really on the precipice of major change, and in this world where people are at a state of grumpiness for sure, and disagreement, and they're on either side, and everyone's saying, you're right, you're wrong, you're wrong, you're wrong, I'm right, they're right, who's right, who knows? Well, God knows. And inside your soul, you know why you're here for this creative mess that we're in as a collective consciousness upon the earth. And everything that's going on in the world is most certainly something that give you pause to think. But are you going to let fear grab you? Are you going to let what's going on all around you stop you from reaching your goal? Or are you going to let the fact that maybe things are challenging in the workforce? Maybe you're feeling blocked and unable to do what you want to do at the moment. You're going to let yourself think, well, and it's not meant to be. I can't have a business because nobody's lending any money, or there's not any grants, or this is an obstacle, or I don't have the support at home because now we've got stress in a different way. Are you going to let all those excuses stop you from what you know inside is your dream? No, don't do that. Because then you'll live in the land of regret. And yes, so Frank Sinatra said what? Regrets, I've had a few, but then again, too few to mention. But you don't want to have a lot of regrets. You don't want to sit in this energy of, I really wish I did that. Because depending on where you are in the journey of your life, do you look back and say, I really wish when I was 20 I had done this? You know, I've had conversations with people who say, hey, I had an opportunity and I passed it by. And I said, okay, that opportunity may have been passed by. And maybe you're too old to do that, to be a professional baseball player, but what can you do in baseball that would bring you joy? Or what did the feeling of being in baseball bring within you and make you feel on a daily basis when you were practicing and you were playing? And how do we recreate that feeling? Because your belief is about you're capable of that feeling, you're capable of that experience. You know that you can do that. It's not gone. It may have to morph because perhaps you're aged out of a particular thing you want to do, but that's limited to certain things like sports, and it's just not something that we can say, hey, I could do it at any age. There are some things that you age out of, but others no. But the intention, the feeling, the goal, the accomplishment, the adrenaline rush, that you can have every day of your life. You can feel that. And if you're a parent, please teach your children to believe. And when they say, Mommy, I think I can, and they tell you a story of what they can do, don't look at them and tell them they can't do it, or we don't have enough money to support you in that, or don't tell them that. Say, well, if you believe, then it's possible. Keep believing and see what can happen. Put your effort and intention in it. And tell them to talk to their angels. Maybe you can't afford to send your child to baseball camp, but maybe somebody will take an interest, or maybe you'll notice that there's a program that assists you in paying for it. Oh, there's so many ways around all of this. But we just look at ourselves and our own resources and our own conditioned belief as to what we have and what in our conditioned belief are capable of accomplishing, because we live in a world of limitation. Yes, you heard me right. We live in a world of limitation. So in this world of limitation, you don't see the possibilities. When you believe, you see infinite possibilities. When you believe, you dig down deep in a place that doesn't have to try extra hard, just knows what they know, and they do what they do because they know and believe it's possible. Well, I want you tonight to embrace the impossible, because in the words impossible is the word possible. And impossible things are happening every day. And you've got that right beside you. So we welcome you here on Spiritually Speaking with Sarah at 866-972-7247. We're here live on the Oldies station till 9 p.m. Eastern Time. You can hear us on iHeartRadio. You can watch me on Facebook Live. You can catch me on YouTube. So we sure hope that you call in, ask your question, and participate in this conversation. If you're watching on Facebook, share the page. Leave us a comment, ask your question. If you're on YouTube, follow the page, and please put your questions in the feed because, yes, we will answer your questions too. I am here for you. So we're going to take a minute to hear from our sponsors, and then when we come back, we're going to go right to the phone lines at 866-972-7247. You're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah here on the Oldies station. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
The world is changing now, and we don't know where to go. The world is different now, and people have lost their way. It's just not easy to be who we want to be, 'cause the world is changing now. We can't walk the way we did. We don't know the path. We have to listen to our heart, the ways that worked before, they don't work anymore. We have lost our love for everyone. We have hurt each other. The world is changing now. It's asking us to move along, to open up a different way of loving one another. We can't stay the same. We've lost the game of life. We can't run away anymore. The world is changing.
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook and YouTube. The phone lines are open too. 866-9-SARAHS. That's 866-972-7247.
The opinions expressed on the preceding sponsored program were strictly those of its host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors.
WSFS 104.3 HD3 Miramar, WFLM 104.7 HD3 Palm Beach Shores, and heard in Broward on 96.9 FM, Boca Raton on 95.3 FM, West Palm Beach on 95.9 FM, and in Martin County on 106.9 FM. We are South Florida's home for the True Oldies channel.
SarahSpiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium. She can connect you with your loved ones, your spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. Just call 561-682-0956 for your personal reading. Life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956. or visit SarahSpiritual.com. Or that number one more time, 561-682-0956. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up.
Hi, I'm Sarah Spiritual, the founder of the Expedito Enlightenment Center. I would love for you to visit me at my spiritual oasis located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard in the Tree of Life Plaza in West Palm Beach. Come, feel the energy, sample my spiritual sprays and oils, participate in one of my spiritual development classes, and have a personal reading with me, Sarah Spiritual. Let's see what Spirit has to say. You can call the Expedito Enlightenment Center at 561-682-0955. Not local? Visit me, Sarah Spiritual, at SarahSpiritual.com for products, classes, and to book your personal session.
This show is furnished by Sarah Spiritual.
The content, information, and opinions expressed during the related show are those of the show personalities and guest alone, and not those of Vic Canellis Media Group, its parent, affiliates, or stations. VCMG Live is not responsible for any content, information, or opinions expressed. User bears full responsibility for their reliance on such content, information, or opinions.
Welcome back to the next 2 hours of Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, as we continue our uplifting and empowering spiritual discussions to transform your life. A gifted spiritual advisor, coach, and medium, Sarah Spiritual will assist you to connect to the light within and transcend beyond the limits of all experience and knowledge. We have another 2 hours to listen and call in 866-9-SARAHs. That's 866-972-7247. And watch Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube, and you can share the love and light.
It's just not easy to be who we want to be. 'Cause the world is changing now. We can't walk the way we did. We don't know the path. We have to listen to our heart. The ways that worked before, they don't work anymore. We have lost our love for everyone. We have hurt each other. The world is changing now. It's asking us to move along, to open up a different way of loving one another.
A different way of loving one another. Well, we can't stay the same. It's not the same. And it's time for you to change. And if you've been stuck in a rut, stuck on things that aren't moving in the way that you want, well, we really need to dig down deep and get into that energy of belief. Because it's in there somewhere. We just got to find it. Got to get enthusiastic. And I know we need some guidance. So that's why we're here, answering your questions at 866-972-7247 on the Oldies station. And on Facebook and YouTube under SarahSpiritual, just pop in, give us your comments, ask your question. We're going to be getting to you each soon. But for this minute, I've got to go to my phone lines. And you know it's always an adventure when we go to the phone lines. And I'm going to ask, if you're in a quiet place, it's going to make it a lot easier for me to hear the voices in my head. Yes, I got voices in my head. So I want to talk to you. And in this moment in time, I've got to go to Sarah. And Sarah is in New York. Sarah, how are you tonight? Good to have you here, Sarah.
Sarah. I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you so much.
Yay, good.
And Sarah, what is your burning question?
I actually have two, if that's okay. Okay. Thank you. My first one is, I just lost the last month of one of my medications that I'm taking.
Yes.
And I'm wondering, am I supposed to be taking that anymore? Like, did I lose it for a reason?
You didn't lose it for a reason. It's just simply lost. In this case, we're not going to look into it for anything other than it's just something that you lost, and now it gives you an opportunity to sit back and see how you feel. And then you decide with your doctor if it's going to give you an advantage to be off it or if it's something that you want to go back on. You know, I'm not a doctor, can't give you medical advice, right? And I can't most certainly dive into prescriptions. Lord knows there's enough of that going on, right? But, you know, if it's something that's not critical and the missing of it, it gives you a chance to see how you feel without it, then I most certainly say, you know, it's just something that's lost. We don't need to read anything into it. And what is your follow-up question for me, Sarah?
Okay, thank you. I know we had spoken about this before.
Yes.
I know there's a lot of inflammation that's like going on in my body, and I just wanted to know, what is that inflammation?
Well, when I look at the body and I scan the body, the first thing they make me aware of is something going on in the joints. So I feel as if you are consuming foods that are creating inflammation. You're going to have to look online and educate yourself as to what foods are inflammatory that you're currently consuming. And, you know, I know that there's a certain amount of lethargy, tiredness going on with you as well. And so you want to take a look at what could be causing that. Perhaps you want to be tested. Maybe there's an autoimmune underlying imbalance that we want to take a look at. So take a look into those things. I would follow up with the doctor on that. But I feel like there's a lot of inflammation, that you're foggy, that the joints hurt, that you're feeling tired, and you're feeling way older than you really are. So we know that's not natural. So we want to take a look at that. All right, my dear?
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. All right, Sarah, thank you for following the show in New York. We greatly appreciate you. And where do you want to shift your life and really believe? What is something you really want to believe is possible for yourself?
Definitely moving forward with my career and making just a better life for myself. Not that it's not great, but I know that there's other things out there.
So go ahead and take the moment after this call to write down what you really would love to accomplish and sit down and hold that belief that anything is possible. And sit and pray on that for the next few days and see what inspiration you get from the universe. Thank you so much, Sarah, for your call. We greatly appreciate you. Bye for now. We're welcoming your phone calls.
Bye.
You're welcome. 866-972-7247. And we're going to continue to go on to our phone lines. And I've got to go to West Palm Beach, Florida. I've got Cheryl on the line. Cheryl, how are you?
Thank you. How are you?
I'm doing well, Cheryl. I believe we spoke just recently, yes?
We did.
We did. And do you have a follow-up question to our conversation?
This is actually a different question. I
Okay.
had kind of a falling out with my son and daughter-in-law last year. And I thought that we had kind of worked through everything, but the relationship has changed drastically and has not been the same.
Yes. Your son, he kind of holds things and takes things in his mind and his heart very seriously. And, he's not quick to forget these things. And I also feel that the combination of your son and your daughter-in-law, the daughter-in-law, being the person that he needs to align with even more than you, right? Because he's left you and then moved on to create a new life. He's really trying to honor whatever her feelings are and not have her feel like he's choosing you over her. But this is going to calm down over time. I do feel that in the months to come, that it's going to start to quell a bit more, and then you're going to find that it's a little better, and then before you know it, it'll be almost the same. Maybe never the same, because maybe you voiced your opinion and they didn't really want to hear that. But people have to be open to hear someone else's opinion when we're engaging in conversations such as the one you had. So just trust that it will get better, but you are noticing the difference. So I strongly suggest that you let them stay in their lane and be in the energy of what they're feeling.
Do you have any kind of timeline as to when things might get better?
What's your son's birthday, please?
October 29th, 1989.
Yeah, he's a little tough one. He's down there deep inside of his depths of his personality. This year, as I bring him closer to his birthday, will help him get better order and balance. So I would say when I take you into the month of June, July, and the summer, things should start to ease up for you.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome, Cheryl. We know this is a little off-putting for you to be in this position as the mom and feeling as if you're a bit of the outsider for now, but this too shall pass. Cheryl, what's something you really want to dig down deep and believe in?
Myself.
Okay. And you have the power, and you are the woman who accomplished quite a bit. Is that correct?
I guess.
You have. So remember the things you did to get where you have gotten. Dig down deep and feel the feeling of what it felt like and some of your best moments of best accomplishments to date. And sit in the feeling of that and embrace that. And really know that the universe is supporting you. The angels, the guides, everyone is around you to be of support. And this energy will be what carries you through these times of uncertainty and redevelopment and redesign of self. It's going to make a tremendous difference.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you so much for calling us back. We greatly appreciate your following the show. Bye for now.
Bye. Thank you.
866-972-7247. We're going to go to our phone lines, and we have, let's see here. Yeah, let's go to Sharday in Detroit. Let's take a look at Sharday in Detroit. Do we have Sharday on the line? Hi, Sharday. How are you? All right. Then I guess we don't have Sharday on the line. So we're going to, let's go to Washington, D.C. Let's see what's going on in Washington, D.C. We have Chelsea.
Yes, hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good.
Good to connect with you. What is your burning question for us?
My question, well, living in D.C., there's a lot of uncertainty in the air right now.
Mm-hmm.
My question was really just general guidance from Spirit about how to, be more grounded in these uncertain times, if there were any messages about this eclipse season and the retrogrades and when things might start to feel a little bit more stable. I've had a lot of anxiety lately.
Yes. Well, fasten your seatbelts. It's going to get a little bumpier before it gets better. So I've just got to say that. So the next 3-4 weeks just feel as if you have the craziest roller coaster ride of your life, and just know that by the time the ride is done, you're going to kind of hit the bottom and it'll slow up perfectly, and then you'll get off the ride and go, wow, that was crazy, and just keep moving. Now, it's important for you to notice that where you are in the journey of your life. So when I look at where you are in this moment of time, they tell me that we are closing out a chapter of experiences, and it's time for a growth spurt. And growth spurts can always be a little complicated. And this is the point where you have changes to make, and there'll be some challenges in the changes. And I don't know if there was a thought and an idea, and I'm not implying leave Washington, but there's a thought and an idea of a move. That is something you were thinking about, please?
Yes, I will have to decide about renewing my lease.
Okay. So right now, according to the feeling that Spirit has, is that whether you renew your lease and stay or you move, right now we're leaning towards the energy of a move. So there is the possibility of a move.
I wasn't going to ask about a move.
Yeah. It's important
Will
that
I be moving on my own?
It's important that you consider all the options. So when I look at the move, the first thing they tell me about is that it's time for you to have a new beginning and be true to your own self and your own authenticity. And I'm feeling as if certain things around you are coming to a close. And that includes people, places, and things. So in that shift, it's important that you honor yourself and what feels good for you. Now, I know there's a lot of uncertainty, so the thought of making a move, but this lease is coming due when? In June? When does this come due?
It's up in August.
August, okay. So by June, you're going to be making a decision for yourself.
Yeah.
And then you'll be
Will
giving
I
that notice.
be moving?
I'm sorry, repeat that?
Interesting.
Yeah, I see moving around.
I was just wondering if I would be able to afford to move in on my own, or if I would have to be splitting with somebody.
Do you believe you can handle it on your own? You see, you're ready to be on your own.
There's actually, I've been on my own. I guess I'm curious about finances. I'm also a graduate student, and what's also up in the air is finishing out my program and some logistics with my job. I teach full time.
And it's all something you can handle?
It's something I've been handling, yeah.
So it's not for you to question it now. You're almost halfway done, yes?
Mm-hmm.
So we keep on the path we're on. And just know that the universe will provide what you need, or you'll find the perfect place so that you can make the move and be able to continue to do it on your own. If you find something that strikes your fancy. But this year is the year of change for you. So whatever's not working for you, whatever you desire to create new for yourself, we want to begin to make those changes. And then when I spin you forward and I take you into the year of 2027, this is when I see you in your own personal power, your transformative time of you have accomplished what you need to accomplish, and you're feeling completely fulfilled. And it's also a very strong year to commit to yourself, to your future in your career, as well as partnership. So it's a very powerful year in 2027. And everything you're doing now, consciously and unconsciously, spiritually and mentally, are preparing you for 2027. So we want you to be open for those changes that come to you. All right?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
All right, my dear. Thank you so much for calling.
On how to stay. Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye for now. Bye.
Bye.
866-972-7247, We're going to take a minute to hear from our sponsors, and then we'll be right back.
Standing in the room before I walk through the door. Do you know me? Have you heard me? Have you seen?
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook and YouTube. The phone lines are open too. 866-9-SARAHS. That's 866-972-7247.
SarahSpiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium. She can connect you with your loved ones, your spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. Just call 561-682-0956 for your personal reading. Life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956. Or visit SarahSpiritual.com. Or that number one more time, 561-682-0956. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up.
Come visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center for an extensive array of spiritual products, crystals, books, classes, readings, and healing services in a beautiful spiritual oasis. You must visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Come feel the energy and explore our unique products. Arrange for your own personal spiritual reading with Sarah Spiritual for spiritual insight. The Expedito Enlightenment Center is located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard, Suite 129 in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955. Visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com. That's EXPEDITO enlightenmentcenter.com for yourself. Or for a thoughtful gift, there's no better place to visit than the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955 or visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com.
You are listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, your spiritual advisor and medium. Connect with Sarah Spiritual and be in the energy of light. Call right now, Sarah Spiritual, at 866-9-SARAHS. That's toll free, 866-972-7247. Just ask your questions or message Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube.
Standing in the room before I walk through the door. Do you know me? Have you heard me? Have you seen me? Do you know my voice? Did you call me with your song? Because you know that you know me. Every soul has its story.
And we are back here live on Spiritually Speaking with Sarah all across the nation, right here on the Oldies station. And we welcome your phone calls at 866-972-7247. And we want to answer your questions on Facebook and YouTube. We're going to be getting to those questions in just a minute. But at this moment, we need to go to Chicago. We have Teresa in Chicago. Teresa, how are you tonight?
Hi, Sarah. I am good. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Hi, Sarah. Thanks for giving me your time. I just wanted to know if there were any messages from Spirit.
Absolutely. We're going to tune in and see what we have for you, Teresa. So the first thing they want you to do is not worry about are you feeling a little stuck, a little stagnant at this time? Is that true?
Yes.
And you feel as if you need to be more creative and you want something different, but you just don't know how to get there. Is that also true?
Yes.
And they're also telling me to tell you that when you're going to sleep and you're worrying, that your angels are with you. You've been talking to your angels. Is that also true?
Yes.
Particularly talking to those who have crossed over on the other side, yes?
Yes.
Very strong connection with your angels and your guides. And I also see standing above you female energy. Stands above you in grandmother position. Your grandma passed, please?
Yes, from my dad's side.
Because there's a woman on the other side that identifies herself as your grandma. She sends you much love. She's giving me the energy of support here for you. And they're talking to me about you feel very lonely. Is that also true?
Yes.
And feeling lonely is making you feel like you don't believe in yourself anymore.
Yes.
There's a new opportunity coming for you. I see new work coming for you. Are you looking for a new job, Teresa?
I am.
I do see new work coming for you. So this work that I see coming for you is something that's going to come in the next couple of months, so you need to be patient with this. You need to trust that the universe has your back and your guides and your angels are with you. You want to be sure to open up to new possibilities here. They also talked to me about a trip that you had wanted to take as well. Is there a trip you were looking to take?
Yes.
Okay. Teresa, there's also a man standing above you as well, connected to you, parental energy, male side of the family. This man makes me feel as if he's connected to you, almost as if we have lost someone who's like a father to you. Is this true?
Yes, my father.
Your father. He stands there giving you much love, and he knows that you miss him very much, and he knows that you need his support, but just because he's not here, he wants you to know that he's bringing you support on the other side.
Yes.
And
yeah, when he passed,
go ahead.
Our connection was not so close, so I always wanted to tell him that I did care and everything, but it was just too late to do it.
But he understands. He knows more than you imagine he knows at this moment. But I also see, have you been working and writing in a journal or trying to gather your thoughts and write? Is that true?
Yes, it's been on my mind, but I haven't started.
Okay, please do that. Because I think you feel like you should almost write a letter to your dad, even though he can't read it physically. But there is something that you need to say to him. And so my guidance from the other side is that if you write it, he will see it, and he'll be able to be with you as you express your sentiments.
Okay, I will do that.
And he's talking to me about, is there a little one connected to you, please?
Yes.
Is there a little boy connected to you, please?
Not a little boy, but I do have 3 daughters.
You have 3 daughters. So who is the boy connected to you or to the family, please? Because he's specifically talking to me about a boy. Is there a son? Did your father have a son, please?
Yes, I'm my older brother.
Okay, there we go. Interesting. And we're not close to, no one's really as close as they should be. Is that also true?
Yes.
Okay. It's time to make peace, you know. Time for you to kind of connect to that energy.
Mhm.
And bridge the gap and create peace.
Yes. I before he passed, he would mention a son a lot, but I always, a little boy, but I always assumed it was my older brother. But no, you mentioned a little boy also.
Correct. Yes. So I just know that that's what he's talking to me about, a boy, a son. First, I thought he was talking about your son, but you don't have a son, so we have to place it. You know, he only gives me snippets, so this is what we need to see.
Yes. I hope we can see the clarity of the sun.
Your father passed, he was still young, is that true? He died before his time.
Yes. About 2 years ago.
Yeah. And he was still young, yes?
Yes.
I feel like there's a lot more than we had the opportunity to know with your dad. I really feel like your dad kept a lot close to his vest, and I really feel he kind of, when he passed with secrets. Does this make sense to you?
Yes, it does.
Okay.
He was very kept to himself.
Yeah. But it's not that he didn't love you, honey.
Mhm.
All right.
Yes. Thank you, Sarah.
You're welcome. Teresa, how did you hear about the show?
A very close friend of mine, co-worker that I met a year ago.
Well, you have to be sure to thank your friend for that connection. And I do hope you keep us posted, and do believe that anything's possible, all right?
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you. All right, bye for now.
Thank you, Sarah. Bye-bye.
Bye. 866-972-7247. We're welcoming your phone calls here all across the nation on Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. And we are so glad to be connecting with all of you. And we definitely want to pop into our Facebook and our YouTube feed. So let's see what we've got going on Facebook and YouTube. Let's see who we have here on our phone line, on our Facebook and our YouTube page. So let's take a look at our questions here on Facebook and YouTube. I saw there was quite the conversation going on. So who do we have? So we have Denise, and she's like, my daughter told me in a dream she is pregnant. And so Denise is asking, what does that mean? Well, Denise, I don't know that you have to be a psychic to interpret that dream, but let's go. So the first thing I get from your message is that this is something that is really important to you and important to your daughter, that she has a baby. So it's in the energy. It means that you're thinking about it, she's thinking about it, and it's absolutely in the energy. And whenever someone dreams about babies, talks of babies, we should always pray, and we should always ask the universe to give us evidence and give us healthy babies. So if there's a baby to come, we want to ask for a healthy baby. You and I have talked about your daughter having a baby, so I do know that there is a baby coming. And also in the numbers game of the Cash 3 here in sunny South Florida, baby means 210, 201, 210. That's the number for baby. So we strongly encourage you to go ahead and play 210 on your Florida lottery and see what you win, my dear. Thank you so much for your Facebook question. We're going to take another question from Facebook and YouTube. Let's see who we have. We have Gwen Abbott. And let's see, we've got Gwen Abbott's question, and she says, is there a message for me from Spirit? Will I bounce back? You know, Gwen, I see here that this has been a rough couple of years, Gwen, but I will tell you this, that when I take you to the energy of your birthday, that's when things start to turn around. I kind of hear this song, Turn the Beat Around, right? So we're going to turn that beat around. We're going to change the energy, and I know that there's going to be new opportunity. There's going to be a financial opportunity, so I feel like there's increased financial shift. This year of this birth year, May to May, is meant to be a year of you having increase in finances. So you will bounce back. Going to take a little time. I think the next 2 months might be a little tricky, but after that, we're moving forward and good things are coming for you financially. Also, Spirit wants you to tap into your creativity and think of ways to network and meet new people so that you can advance yourself. All right, Gwen, thank you so much for your Facebook question. We're going to take a minute to hear from our sponsors. Then when we come back, we're going to come back right to Facebook, going to come back to YouTube, and we're also going to pop back to our phone lines. So I sure would love to hear from you here on Spiritually Speaking with Sarah at 866-972-7247. We're answering your questions here on the Oldies station. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
I've been standing in the room before I walk through the door. Do you know me? Have you heard me? Have you seen me? Do you know my voice? Did you call me with your song? Because you know.
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook and YouTube. The phone lines are open too. 866-9-SARAHS. That's 866-972-7247.
SarahSpiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium. She can connect you with your loved ones, your spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. Just call 561-682-0956 for your personal reading. Life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956. Or visit SarahSpiritual.com. Or that number one more time, 561-682-0956. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up.
Hi, I'm Sarah Spiritual, the founder of the Expedito Enlightenment Center. I would love for you to visit me at my spiritual oasis located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard in the Tree of Life Plaza in West Palm Beach. Come, feel the energy, sample my spiritual sprays and oils, participate in one of my spiritual development classes, and have a personal reading with me, Sarah Spiritual. Let's see what Spirit has to say. You can call the Expedito Enlightenment Center at 561-682-0955. Not local? Visit me, Sarah Spiritual, at SarahSpiritual.com for products, classes, and to book your personal session.
Come visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center for an extensive array of spiritual products, crystals, books, classes, readings, and healing services in a beautiful spiritual oasis. you must visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Come feel the energy and explore our unique products. Arrange for your own personal spiritual reading with SarahSpiritual for spiritual insight. The Expedito Enlightenment Center is located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard, Suite 129 in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955. Visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com. That's EXPEDITO enlightenmentcenter.com for yourself. Or for a thoughtful gift, there's no better place to visit than the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955 or visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com.
You are listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, your spiritual advisor and medium. Connect with Sarah Spiritual and be in the energy of light. Call right now, Sarah Spiritual, at 866-9-SARAHS. That's toll free, 866-972-7247. Just ask your questions or message Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube.
Yes, indeed. Every soul has its story. What's your story? Well, we're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah all across the nation at 866-972-7247. And that's me, Sarah Spiritual. And we've got some classes coming up, so let's tune you into what we've got going on. I have a center in West Palm Beach, the Expedito Enlightenment Center, and there you'll find all the things you need for your metaphysical desires and needs, and we've got crystals and oils and books, and we've got sprays and spiritual baths, and we've got herbs and candles, fairies and angels. We've got a little bit of everything. We've got our Buddhas. We've got everything that we need. So visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach, and that's at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard. So there you can do your shopping, and you can also have a personal session with me, Sarah Spiritual. And we've got class tomorrow night, and class tomorrow night is at 7:30. We are discovering your past lives. You know, you've had the opportunity to have a lot of different lives, and your soul has journeyed around. If you'd like to know how it is for you to be in this reincarnation, but still have deja vu of other reincarnations, and you want to bridge the gap, well, come on down to the Expedito Enlightenment Center. Be sure to register at SarahSpiritual.com. And at SarahSpiritual.com, you can find all the information for the Discover Your Past Lives class, which is tomorrow night, Thursday, March 13th. And the cost of the class is only $16. And then we've got another class coming up Tuesday. You know what can weigh you down, stop you from achieving your goals and making you feel down and out? That's your inability to forgive. That can cause resentment, and resentment can build up in the body and actually cause disease. So come to our class on Tuesday night, March 18th, for the forgiveness class. And we're also going to be using singing bowls and singing and music to heal the body and also help you release the bad energy, the holding on to disappointment, regret, resentment. We're going to do all the healing right there in our forgiveness class. So that's on March 18th. That too is $16. It starts at 7:30 p.m. and it is live at the Expedito Enlightenment Center. But if you're not in West Palm Beach, all of my classes are available live online. So don't worry about it. Just go to SarahSpiritual.com and register, and you can be a part of our spiritual experience. Well, I want to go to the phone lines, and I need to talk to Amanda. And Amanda is in Miami. Amanda, how are you doing tonight?
I'm good, Sarah. How are you?
I'm doing good. Good to connect with you.
Likewise. I am calling because I would like to see what miracles are in store for me in the near-term future.
Do you believe?
Absolutely.
All right. So, my dear, let's take a look. So this year is about a journey for you. It's about a journey of your soul. It's about you being true to yourself. It's about you holding your healthy boundaries, Amanda, and not letting anybody, oops, I hear a song in my head, rain on your parade. And it's time to put yourself first. And when I look at what your changes are, this year brings you opportunity for job change, brings you an opportunity to expand and actually increase your finances. And this is well along the lines from where you're sitting at this moment, kind of feeling like a miracle because you don't know how you're going to get from where you are to where you want to be. Is that true?
That is very true, Sarah.
Mm-hmm. And also, I also see that it's a year of cleanse, a purification within the physical body. And I feel that as your body is becoming more, the word they give me is buoyant, more able to flow and go with the flow and be in the energy of creation and the energy of belief and the energy of the divine, that the more you believe in that, the easier it is becoming for you to purify your body of a lot of toxins, of things that you've held onto in your physical body. Now, you've been going through a physical challenge. Is this correct?
That is correct. It's been about maybe over 6 months, maybe 9 months at this point. But yes, that is very true.
And it has its bouts of when it's severe and then it kind of calms down, but then it rears its ugly head, right?
Yes, it rears its ugly head in times of stress and disarray and, chaos.
So what can you do to make your life feel better? You see,
you're asking me, correct?
I'm asking you, okay? Because you hold
Are
a lot
you
of the answers. I am asking you because what can you do to make your life better, right? You know some of these answers, right? You're like, eliminate stress, all right? Everyone's like, duh, right? But we have to eliminate stress. And then you say, but if I try to eliminate stress, that means I have a job, but I can't just leave my job. So how do I do that? I have conflict with certain people. How do I just do that? Right? You have to believe. You have to believe that the universe is going to open doors to make it easier for yourself, right? So what do you know you have to do to alleviate your stress, my dear?
I have to trust the process.
And you have to believe that there's a power greater than you working on your behalf. You have to believe that.
I believe that. I heard the testimony or the story of the young lady you were talking to about the father and that connection. And I believe that my uncle is working
to help you. Yes, to help you.
Mm-hmm. Yes. It hit close to home.
It hits close to home because when you have someone you love on the other side and something reminds you of them, it hits close to home because it hits the chord of your heart. And I don't know if everyone knows this, but everyone's soul is aligned with a particular sound. There's a sound of your soul for everyone's soul, and we each have our own note, our own frequency, our own connection to the divine. And that's why when we hit that chord of familiarity, that chord of, I remember what it was like to have my uncle be supportive here. I remember what a cool guy he was. I remember what a best friend he could be. I remember his influence upon me and how he always asked for me. And the fact that nobody's asking for me or looking out for me or really standing up for me, that is a male figure at this time that I'm close to in communication. And that doesn't mean there aren't others who care, but there was a connection, and you don't have anyone present in your life that's really giving you that support. And now you have your
Correct.
uncle, but he's on the other side. So we have to kind of step back and realize that even though he's not here, he's still connected to you, right? And that he can see you, can
Absolutely.
feel you, he can hear you. And all you need to do is talk, and he'll give you a sign. And he's not going to disappoint you. And I can say that to you,
And
Amanda,
I
and I
think he
can say
did
that
tonight through you. Yes.
through me. And they're always giving us signs. And it's difficult for us as humans to pay attention to those signs because we're so busy or so caught up in our world, our drama, our worry. And so, God said, why do you worry? I gave the grass for the cattle, I gave the worm for the sparrow, and you're created in my image. Why do you worry? So everything is going to work out for you, Amanda. Everything is happening for you. And you want to trust that process. But you are in the process of making changes to what you do to care for your health at this time, too. We're still making adjustments because not all of it is stress. It's just stress is triggering what is the imbalance in the physical body. Yes?
Yes, that is correct. So I'm putting my health first above everything else.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to at least, but that is my priority.
And Amanda, who's having or had a problem with their eyes, please? Someone's talking to me about eyes.
My mother.
Okay. She's having a little trouble with her vision or a little cataracts or something going on, please?
Yes, cataracts.
Okay. And we need to get that checked or done, something done with that? Is that also true?
That may be true, yes. That may be
Okay.
coming up.
Yeah. It's something that she needs, we don't want to let it go too far, yes?
Yes.
Okay. So it's something she'll need to check into in the future, not something we have to do, but perhaps it's your uncle who's showing me your mom's eyes, but someone's talking to me about eyes, right? Something has to be done with eyes. So somebody has a problem with the eyes. That's mom, okay? So we want to follow through.
Okay.
And do what we have to
Okay.
do. All right? Now, Amanda, we want you to sit down and we want you to start. Spirit has a very specific homework for you.
Okay.
And you're going to start the I Believe journal. And it starts like this.
Okay.
I believe everything's always working out for me. I believe I have the power to do anything. I believe that I'm co-creating with God. I believe that I am emotionally safe. I believe I am protected. I believe that I'm financially stable. I believe I'm a magnet to abundant experiences. I believe in the moment of now, I'm always aligned with God. I believe I'm connected with the angels. I believe I'm connected with my uncle. I believe that everything's always working out for me because the universe has my back. I believe, well, you get it, don't you?
Yes.
And every
Yes.
day we want you to add
Okay.
to the I believe list.
Okay.
Because you need to remind
I will
yourself,
do that first thing in the morning.
you need to remind yourself, Amanda, of what you believe. Because your mind, little rat race going on in there, is
You know it.
constantly chattering and bringing up all these fears and worries and, yeah. Amanda, is there a box? Do you have a box with some of your uncle's things or a box with some of his trinkets, please? Because he's showing me a box, please.
I do.
You do?
Yes,
Okay.
I do.
And did we just recently go into that box and take a look at some of his stuff not too long ago, please?
We sure did.
Okay. And he's also talking to me about not just your birthday, but somebody else's birthday's coming up, please. Whose birthday's coming?
My mother's birthday.
Your mom. And he's your uncle's your mother's brother, correct? Yeah.
Correct.
Okay. Because he's talking about someone else's birthday other than yours is coming up. So he wants to let you know that he's going to be there for the birthdays. He's going to be there to support you. And he's going to be there through the changes. There's going to be a lot of change. It's going to feel like a whirlwind over the next couple of months. And then things are going to settle down. And hold your healthy boundaries. Believe in yourself. Trust that the universe will support you. And all is going to be well.
Message received. Beautiful message. Thank you, Sarah.
Thank you. Don't
Very
worry.
emotional, but very
I know
beautiful.
you're very emotional, but, you know, your uncle's here. Everybody's here. The gang's all here. Our caller before, her father's still hanging out here, right? And even though they weren't very close, he and I are best friends now. So I don't know. He'll be coming home with me. So we're all connected. No one's ever alone. We have to believe that we're always connected. And you have to believe that the possibilities are infinite. You're looking through a very limited lens right now of, I'm here, how do I get there, and this is what's expected of me, and this is what I need to do, and this is what I need to do to pay for my house, and this is what I have to do to survive. But I don't want you in fight or flight or survival. I want you in the energy of I can thrive.
Message received. I needed
All right.
to hear that. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, thank you so much for your call, and thank you for listening to the show. We greatly appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sarah.
You're welcome. Bye. I just love when our loved ones on the other side pop in and they let me know, hey, I'm here. And they give us something that we know that they really are here, something that's a sentiment or something that represents them, or they're aware of something you were just doing, or a thought or a feeling. They're never far away. And when I make the talk with you and the conversation, you know, I always look to see who's with us, and those who are able just kind of tap me on the shoulder and let me know, hey, look over here on this side of the family, I'm there. And they give me that hope, that trust, that sense that you need to know that they're right there with you. So we want to let you know that you're never alone. Your loved ones are always with you. We're going to take a minute to hear from our sponsors and take our commercial break. We still have an hour left of the show right here on Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, and I sure do want to talk to you at 866-972-7247. We're going to have our phone lines open, our Facebook page, our YouTube page. Go to SarahSpiritual, leave a comment, ask a question. When we come back, we're going to Facebook and YouTube, and then we're going back to our phone lines, and we've got calls in Miami, Oklahoma, all across the nation. So stay with us. We'll be right back.
People have lost their way. It's just not easy to be who we want to be. 'Cause the world we can't walk the way we did. We don't know the path. We have to listen to our heart, the ways that worked before, they don't work. We have lost our love for everyone.
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook and YouTube. The phone lines are open too. 866-9-SARAHS. That's 866-972-7247.
The opinions expressed on the preceding sponsored program were strictly those of its host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors.
WSFS 104.3 HD3 Miramar, WFLM 104.7 HD3 Palm Beach Shores, and heard in Broward on 96.9 FM, Boca Raton on 95.3 FM, West Palm Beach on 95.9 FM, and in Martin County on 106.9 FM. We are South Florida's home for the True Oldies channel.
Hi, I'm SarahSpiritual, the founder of the Expedito Enlightenment Center. I would love for you to visit me at my spiritual oasis located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard in the Tree of Life Plaza in West Palm Beach. Come, feel the energy, sample my spiritual sprays and oils, participate in one of my spiritual development classes, and have a personal reading with me, SarahSpiritual. Let's see what Spirit has to say. You can call the Expedito Enlightenment Center at 561-682-0955. Not local? Visit me, SarahSpiritual, at SarahSpiritual.com for products, classes, and to book your personal session.
SarahSpiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium. She can connect you with your loved ones, your spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. Just call 561-682-0956 for your personal reading. Life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956. Or visit SarahSpiritual.com. Or that number one more time, 561-682-0956. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up.
Come visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center for an extensive array of spiritual products, crystals, books, classes, readings, and healing services in a beautiful spiritual oasis. You must visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Come feel the energy and explore our unique products. Arrange for your own personal spiritual reading with SarahSpiritual for spiritual insight. The Expedito Enlightenment Center is located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard, Suite 129 in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955. Visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com. That's EXPEDITO enlightenmentcenter.com for yourself. Or for a thoughtful gift, there's no better place to visit than the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955 or visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com.
This show is furnished by Sarah Spiritual.
The content, information, and opinions expressed during the related show are those of the show personalities and guest alone, and not those of Vic Canellis Media Group, its parent, affiliates, or stations. VCMG Live is not responsible for any content, information, or opinions expressed. User bears full responsibility for their reliance on such content, information, or opinions.
Welcome back to the next hour of Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, as we continue our uplifting and empowering spiritual discussion to transform your life. A gifted spiritual advisor, coach, and medium, SarahSpiritual will assist you to connect to the light within and transcend beyond the limits of all experience and knowledge. We have another hour to listen and call in 866-9-SARAHS. That's 866-972-7247. And watch Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube, and you can share the love and light.
The world is changing now, and we don't know where It's just not easy to be who we want to be. 'Cause the world is changing now. We can't walk the way we did. We don't know the path. We have to listen to our heart. The ways that worked before, they don't work anymore. We have lost our love for everyone. We have hurt each other. The world is changing now. It's asking us to move along, to open up a different way of loving one another. We can't stay the same. We've lost the game of life. We can't run
And we are back here live on Spiritually Speaking with Sarah all across the nation at 866-972-7247. And we're going to go back to our phone lines. And we also want to pop in and chat with our friends on Facebook and YouTube. So put those questions in the feed. We're going to be getting to you in just a minute. But for this minute, I've got to talk to Marie. Marie is in Miami. Marie, how you doing tonight? Hi, Marie.
Hello?
Yes, how can I help you tonight?
Hello?
Yes, Marie, you're on live on national radio, yes.
Hi, Sarah. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you so much. How can I assist you?
Okay, so we haven't talked in a while, and a lot has happened from the last time we spoke.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Relationship
I've been
stuff,
separated.
yes? We got a lot going on in relationship land?
Yes. Mhm.
Yes. Got turned upside down, yes.
Very much so.
I know, I see.
And what do you see is going to happen? Because I left, and I'm not trying to go back, but it's like now the tables has turned, and he's the one that's chasing me now. So,
yeah, of course.
what do you see happening?
But, all right. Everyone listening, and hopefully you're listening too, Marie. You ready? So
Yes.
we were asking for a change for how long? 2 years? 3 years? It's been a while.
Years.
Okay. So now you're not there, and suddenly they're going to be on their best behavior. All right, we get it. They realize life is different without you. It was easier with you than without you. But you made it so easy for them. But you started the conversation, if I point out to you, and the whole millions of people listening, I don't know how many millions of people we've got, 10 million people listening to the show, something like that. So I want you to know that you said on national radio with 10 million witnesses, I'm not looking to go back, Sarah.
I'm not.
So then what do you think's going to happen? You're not going back. You know, right now, where you are in the journey of your life, you're in this place of great expansion, great transformation. It is a time for you to expand your work ability, your financial wellness. It is a time for you to expand your emotional connection. And you've been stuck in a rut. No offense to your partner. I know that he did all he could and meant well, but he wasn't motivated, and you were motivated. It's like carrying, did you ever do any of those workouts where you had to carry like a garbage can or a dummy on your back and run up a hill, right? That was you every day.
Every day.
Every day. So what are we talking about? What's going to
The
happen?
thing is,
He's going to have to crawl back to his mommy's house where he is.
that's where I left him, and
I know that's where you
playing the
left him.
victim game. That he's playing this victim game. He's crying and he's saying all the things that he should have said when I was fighting for our marriage. But then now it's like, I don't know, and I'm over it. He's like a burden. I'm really tired.
I know,
of,
but
the whole thing.
I know, but let me say this to you, because I do need to defend him. Okay, I know we're joking around, but I'm serious in what I'm saying. Right. Spirit's telling me, but we're trying to make light of it because it's a lot of years invested. It's not that he doesn't love you. He cannot love you the way you want to be loved. You're not speaking the same love languages. He's not wired. You're not a vibrational match. And he can't change that. But in the viewpoint, it's easy to see looking back what he didn't do right, and he has regret. But regret isn't going to be enough for him to consciously make changes and consistently uphold them, because that's not how he's wired. And the two of you have created such a dynamic. It would take about 2 years of very dedicated work on the relationship and kind of rewiring your way of connecting with each other in order for the two of you to be able to come together and be equal vibrationally matched partners, because it would take so much. And at this point, you're tired. And when I look in the energy of where you are, I've got to go to 2026. Because in 2026, I see divorce. I see the separation is not just separate. I see divorce. And when I now spin you back, and I go back to 2016, 2017, this is a time of change, and this is a time you two were together then, yes?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So
Correct.
This chapter's over. You met somewhere around 2015, 2016, 2017, right in there, correct?
We've been together for 25 years, like a very long time. We just been going through a lot of challenges.
Let's go back.
Around it actually started with the problems in 2016.
There you go. Because I'm like, Spirit takes me back to a time for a reason. So that was when we went left, when we should have went right. That was the time that the two of you either should have buckled down and done the work you needed to do in the relationship then, or we should have broken up. But we didn't.
I agree.
We delved deeper and deeper and deeper. And the two of you as a conscious collective couple could not advance yourselves enough in a way that you could have your own home, that you could have all the things that you dreamed of. Together, you weren't getting anywhere. That's not the life that you wanted at all. And if I remember correctly, and I talk to a lot of people, so I don't remember people's stories, but I think you guys were living in his parents' house when you left, yes?
Right. Well, we lost our home, living in a hotel, parents' house.
Yeah, so it hasn't been easy.
And I got back on my feet on my own with my kids, and I showed him I didn't need him. I wanted him, and I kept telling him that it's the difference when someone wants you and needs you, and I never needed you. I just wanted you in my life.
Right.
But he took my love for granted. So
okay. So you're done.
I smile myself. Yeah, I'm done. I just don't want to seem like the bad guy, even though, he put me through a lot.
I know, but don't ask me what I see, because you already know what you want. I'm just pointing it out to you, okay? So you have free will. But when I look in my I Spy with my SarahSpiritual eye, I look and see, and in 2026, I don't see the two of you together. I don't say that to influence you. You already said to 10 million people, I'm done. So be done. And tell him, at the time and the place that when we were good, but we are no longer good together. It doesn't mean that I blame you. Doesn't mean that I dislike you. Doesn't mean that I don't care for you. It's just not working any longer. And I don't want to put in the work anymore because it's exhausting.
I said all of that, Sarah. I told him I will always be there for him no matter what. I love him, but I just don't feel the same way anymore. I just don't think we're working out. And he's begging me and telling me things that he would do, but I know those are words that a man would say when they're, in the process of losing someone that they love, but I just don't feel the same way anymore.
I know, but he had
Especially
so much
after I've
time.
been through so much.
Yeah.
Yeah,
he had so
did.
much time
He
to
did.
get it done because you were very vocal. And I don't know, but did he call in once or did the two of you talk to me together or something on air or?
Yeah, this was maybe like 3 years ago.
3, 4, no, before the
did.
pandemic, I think. Before the pandemic.
Yeah, something like that.
Mhm.
Yeah,
I remember.
something like that.
And again, he
Do you
loves
think I
you,
will
but
find?
he cannot be there for you. All right, so do I think you'll find someone else? Is that what you're going to ask me?
Yeah, I get lonely sometimes.
Yes, but
And
now
it's
is
been
not
like,
now is not the time. I know you feel like you haven't had a partner in a very long time, but you really need this alone time so that you can really between now and your birthday, I don't see anybody of significance. So careful, don't get too attached to anybody. Anybody pops up, just be like, "Yeah, no, nice to see you." No. Okay, it's not time.
Okay.
Or it's play whack-a-mole. They pop up, whack them back down because we are not going to go back because you are still in a vibrational pattern that's going to attract another version of what you just left. You haven't healed enough. You haven't transformed your energy. You haven't sat and contemplated enough of what you want.
Okay.
And you have to do that.
Alrighty.
All right, Marie.
Okay.
Well, we're sorry you're going through this transformation, but everything's working out for you. There'll be expansion, and I do see promotion and financial advancement coming for you this year as well. So clearly you're doing enough of the right things to advance yourself and make a significant difference in your financial outlook
Yes, God
for
has
yourself
been
and your
extremely
children.
good. Yes. Thank you, Sarah. I
You're
really
welcome.
appreciate it. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Bye for now. 866-972-7247. We're going to take some questions from Facebook and YouTube. And then after we get done with our questions on Facebook and YouTube, we're going back to the phone lines. Sure hope you join us because we've got calls all across the nation. But let's see what else we've got going on in my Facebook and my YouTube pages and see who's got a question or comment that we'd like to talk about. Here we go. Let's see what we've got going on here. We have Janelle Hamra. I need to know my mother is with me. Well, Janelle, what I see here is that this year of your is a very transformative, challenging year for you. And this energy around you has made you feel as if you're alone and that you're being unsupported and that there's not enough people to support you in this life. I feel like you feel like you're alone. And so there is an energy that connects you to your mom who just celebrated a birthday last month. Her energy is strong around you, and she knows everything that you're going through, and you're not alone in this. And she's doing everything she can to, from the other side, assist you, almost fight for you, and be your champion. This is very important that you know this. And there's also this beautiful energy of your angels with you, and they want you to know that you're not alone in this journey. All right, Janella, thank you so much for your Facebook question. We greatly appreciate you listening to the show. We know it's been quite an adventure for you, but all crazy adventures come to a close, so hang on. It'll be better soon. Bye for now. Who else do we have on our Facebook and YouTube page before we go back to our phone lines? Who else do we have? All right. Ashley Farron says, "Hey, when can I meet my soulmate? When are they coming?" Ashley's like, "Please, I need a soulmate, SarahSpiritual, and I don't know, maybe he lost his way, turned off his GPS, and doesn't know how to get to my house." Well, let me tell you that this year is truly a reflective year, And it's also a year of, you guessed it, soulmates. It's the year, Ashley, of everything connected to your soul. And this energy really amps up. I call it the great opening. Really amps up in the time of June, July, August. This is when things really line up. But also, don't think your soulmate's going to come a knocking at your door. You're going to have to show up and be out so that they can find you. But this is a year of soulmate partnership. And I'm guessing that the way they show me, the timeline takes me to December of this year, makes me feel like you have your soulmate and the two of you have already met and connected. So let's look for June, July, August to open up that energy and for that person to step through that energetic vortex and come connected to you. This is the year of a soulmate year. Thank you so much, Ashley, for your Facebook question. We'll take some more questions on Facebook and YouTube in just a bit, so keep putting them in the feed. But at this minute, I've got to go to a place I haven't been to in a while. Oklahoma, where the winds come sweeping down the plains. I've got Lainey in Oklahoma. Lainey, how are you?
Hi, I'm okay.
You're okay, but you're pretty shaken up, right? It's been a year. Talk about a roller coaster, twists and turns, and one turn was a hospital, the next turn was this and that, and health and crisis after crisis. It's been quite the roller coaster for you. Is that true?
Yes. I just left a job working overnights to take a daytime job, and I'm getting used to it, but it's shaking me up a little bit because the job's not what I thought it was going to be. But
is it connected to something medical, please?
No.
Okay. Who's in the hospital around you? Who's in the hospital or connected to a hospital?
Well, my aunt, she's a labor and delivery nurse.
Okay.
I do go to the VA hospital a lot for the eye doctor's appointments and such.
Okay. Are you due to go? Is there some procedure you're supposed to have, or because I'm seeing something about hospital energy around you?
Maybe they're not sure yet. So I have double vision. And they wanted to do eye surgery, but I said no. The surgery that they said they may do is put ducts in my eyes to help me, to help catch my tears, so my eyes aren't as dry as they normally are.
Okay, all right. Well, explore that here because I see something in the hospital, procedure, something around you. Okay. Almost so that it was so close to you. I wasn't sure if you worked at a hospital. That's how close it was. Just felt like it was right there. So that makes me feel like there'll be something that you'll need to do to make things better for yourself. So, of course, you know what's best. So when that comes up, please be conscious and follow through is what I'm hearing from Spirit. So this year is a year of change for you. So this change that you made may not necessarily be the best change because it's not what you expected it to be. But I also feel like it's a stepping stone and a catalyst for change because there's other changes you could make now that you're in the job. Is that correct?
There are. I mean, I've been thinking about going back to school and moving closer to family because I don't have family around me anymore. My mom passed away a couple of years ago.
Well, that would be a great decision to make coming into the summer in the month of July or August if you want to go back to school and make a move. That would be a great time to have that happen for yourself.
Okay, because I was thinking massage therapy.
That would be a great profession for you because you like helping people and you like making a difference. And
I do.
It's something that you would feel like you are seeing the results of your work, and you also could kind of call a little bit of your own shots once you get established as to when you work, who you see, who you don't see. But in the meantime, there's quite a lot of establishments that would be able to offer you clients, such as some of the corporate massage places that offer continuous massages monthly for people. They hire, and that would be a good experience for you. And
Yeah.
once you wet your feet there, I don't know that you make oodles of money there, but at least once you wet your feet, you'll understand where your strengths are, and then you can definitely attract the right clientele for that.
Okay. My biggest question, though, is I've been procrastinating on a lot of things because I'm just tired all the time. And I guess I'd like to know, why am I procrastinating on, like, everything?
Because you're not sure it's worth doing things. You're not sure it's worth doing things
Well,
because there's a
yeah,
part
like,
of you that says, this is what Spirit's telling me. It's like, what's the point, right? And you're afraid and
Yeah.
uncertain of making another wrong move, a wrong step. So analyzation is paralyzation. So you're overanalyzing things. And quite frankly, life hasn't felt the same since your mom passed. Is that also true?
Yeah.
And then who's got a birthday coming up closer to the month of June, please? Feels like June. May, June. Whose birthday is connected to that? Birthday or anniversary, please?
Could be Derek or my cousin, one of my cousins, Derek or Marina. Their birthdays, I think, are June or July.
And are they connected on your mom's side of the family, please?
Yes.
And is there supposed to be
They're my mom.
A party or some gathering coming up around that time? Are we all getting together for something in June or May or June? Something coming up, please?
Not that I'm aware of. There's a new birth in the family, maybe.
Around that time, because it's a birthday and anniversary, because your mom's making me aware of this, so I'm trying to place it.
It's my cousin Derek. Derek is he's going to be a dad, and I think that's coming up.
Okay. So just know that your mom's aware of the changes in the family. Your mom is working for you to help you with these changes in your life, and she's also letting you know that she's in on everything going on in the family.
Okay.
And she says thank you.
Thank you.
And she says thank you. She says thank you for all that you do, all that you did.
I don't feel like I did enough for her, but...
You did. You did.
Excuse me.
And then...
Okay.
Is there a... What is that? Did you have to... Why is she talking about an attic? Did you have to do something in an attic or go up in a crawl space to get something of hers, please? Or did you help her clear out a space? I know not right before she passed, but did she have an attic or a crawl space, please? Where she lived?
She had a basement.
Okay.
There could have been an attic. I don't know. I'm not quite sure. I haven't been to my stepdad's house since, well, in a long time.
I don't know. She's making me feel like whatever people went through the stuff, that was hers in a crawl space, an attic, could be a basement, but she's just showing me like a storage place, like a place where you keep things, that there might still be something there.
I can ask my dad. I know my stepdad gave me most of all my mom's things and artwork and family bracelet that we had left that was grandma's.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like it's a box of mementos, pictures, something else. There's still something else. It's not a piece of art. It's not a piece of jewelry. That's what she makes me feel. So,
well, I have a whole bunch of pictures here.
Mm-hmm.
We had a whole bunch of family photographs that got spread out through over the family.
where I don't know, she's still making it feel like it was a crawl space, an attic, a basement, that everything was. So this is just what she's giving me, the visual she's giving me. I can only kind of relay the picture. You may hang up and 2 days from now sit there and go, oh my goodness, now I know what Spirit and Sarah were talking about, what my mom was saying. But just know that she's with you. Go through the pictures, make that connection, and trust that the universe has your back. And just believe that anything and everything is possible. And if you believe you are meant to do something different, something better, now's the time to do that. It is truly a year of getting yourself ready for new beginnings, fresh starts. So any changes you want to make that you feel are necessary because things don't align to you, you don't feel supported, you don't feel like you're living your purpose, this is the great time to make those plans. And the closer we get to your birthday, the easier it is for you to take action and make it happen.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you so much for your call. Bye for now.
Bye.
866-972-7247. We're still taking your calls. We're going to take a minute to hear from our sponsors, and then when we come back, we're going to go to North Carolina and all across the United States. So stay with us. You're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, and that's me, Sarah Spiritual. We'll be right back.
Me, do I know you? Have we met before? I've been standing in the room before I walk through the door. Do you know me? Have you heard me? Have you seen me? Do you know my voice? Did you call me with your song? Because you know that you know me. Every song has its story, like a movie playing in a different theater. The characters, they change like one.
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook and YouTube. The phone lines are open too. 866-9-SARAHS. That's 866-972-7247.
Come visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center for an extensive array of spiritual products, crystals, books, classes, readings, and healing services in a beautiful spiritual oasis. You must visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Come feel the energy and explore our unique products. Arrange for your own personal spiritual reading with Sarah Spiritual for spiritual insight. The Expedito Enlightenment Center is located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard, Suite 129 in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955. Visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com. That's EXPEDITO enlightenmentcenter.com for yourself. Or for a thoughtful gift, there's no better place to visit than the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955 or visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com.
SarahSpiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium. She can connect you with your loved ones, your spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. Just call 561-682-0956 for your personal reading. Life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956. Or visit SarahSpiritual.com. Or that number one more time, 561-682-0956. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up.
You are listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, your spiritual advisor and medium. Connect with Sarah Spiritual and be in the energy of light. Call right now, Sarah Spiritual, at 866-9-SARAHS. That's toll free, 866-972-7247. Just ask your questions or message Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube.
Because you know that you know me, I am Sarah Spiritual, and you're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah all across the nation at 866-972-7247. And if you'd like to expand your consciousness and you'd like to learn about your past lives, then join me tomorrow night at the Expedito Enlightenment Center or live online. You can go to SarahSpiritual.com to learn more about it. There we're going to help you discover where your soul's been before this lifetime. And you can register at SarahSpiritual.com. It starts at 7:30 p.m. and the cost of the class is only $16. And then on Tuesday night, we've got a forgiveness class. We're going to be using some sound bowls and sound and energy healing, and of course a meditation and some tips as to how to let go and forgive. You know, forgive, forget, move on, and not let it weigh you down and be resentment building up in the physical body. That's Tuesday, March 18th, live at the Expedito Enlightenment Center and live online. Go to SarahSpiritual.com. And if you'd like to shop for any of your metaphysical desires and needs, you're looking for crystals, you're looking for spiritual books, you're looking for statues, fairies, Buddhas, you are looking for crystal jewelry, you are looking for herbs, you're looking for candles, oils, mists, sprays, baths. We've got it all at the Expedito Enlightenment Center. We've got sage, we've got cedar, we've got incense sticks, we've got Palo Santo. Come on to the Expedito Enlightenment Center at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard in West Palm Beach. Pop in, be in the energy, be in the ambiance. Check out our singing bowls. There's so much there, you're going to be amazed. So I'd love to see you there at the center. That's where I do my in-person sessions, but that's okay if you're not local. We do have a website, expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com. We do have SarahSpiritual.com. And you can book a session with me, Sarah Spiritual, even if you're not here in sunny South Florida, by going to SarahSpiritual.com and selecting your session. And then we will connect virtually via FaceTime, via video, via phone. It's totally up to you. So we look forward to connecting. If you're listening to this show, I'd love to meet you. We're going to go to our phone lines at 866-972-7247. We're so glad to be coming to all of you here on the Oldies station. And we're going to go to North Carolina. We've got Sin on the line. Sin, how are you?
I'm well, Sarah. Thanks for taking my call. How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. Powerful time for you. You are really opening up energetically, spiritually. This has been a great, I'm going to call it an awakening year for you. Does that make sense to you?
Feels exactly like that, yes.
Yes, and it's also a time for, I don't know, I feel like you want to step into your power and step into the trueness of your authenticity of who you've come to be, not just what we have to do here in the world, but who you've come to be. And I'm also being given a lot of healing energy around you. Have you been working on healing of yourself and your own soul, please?
Yes, physical, emotional, all of it. Yeah.
Yes. And have you done some work with some crystals? Because I feel crystal energy around you as well.
I haven't, but I have been wondering what more to do with my crystals. And one thing I was going to ask was with these two eclipses, I don't have any rituals around that. And I feel called to do something. I was going to ask what you would recommend to really help with letting go and manifesting, and maybe it has to do with the eclipses and the crystals.
Well, this eclipse is going to be a closing out of a chapter. It's really going to close out a lot of energies, even taking us back to, if you take yourself back to 2006, 2007, where were you? What was going on? We're closing out the chapters, right? It's time to release, forgive, let go. What I would use this eclipse for is truly just letting go and looking at what you were doing in these years leading up to this eclipse, right? So I'm going to take you to certain dates. So we're going to go to 2006 into 7. We're going to go to 2012. We're going to go to 2017, and we're going to go to 2022. This is where Spirit takes me. These are important dates for you to note, meditate upon, and see where you were, what juncture you were at, what was your lesson, your test, what did you learn, what did you accomplish. These are markers in time. They're also taking me back to 2017. They make me feel like 2017 was a year of twists, changes, and movement for you. Is that true? Did we make some major shift in our life at that time? Was that a time where you're going through a form of change in 2017, Sin?
I feel like it's been constant change my whole life. I don't really hold memories for years.
Okay.
But I've just been in it, having to pivot specifically since 2013.
Okay.
2014. 2012, I mean. Yeah.
2012, yeah. Well, those of us who had at least one eye open, we've been going through it since 2012, yes? But I hear in my head, I got to go with it. This is the dawning of the age of Aquarius, right? And when I go into your energy, I don't know what you're familiar with, but we need to go back to Atlantis because there's a connection to you in the lost city of Atlantis. There's a connection to you in this lifetime. One of your strong guides is your Indian spirit guide, so I would definitely do something ceremonial for your Indian spirit guide. Okay. On the full moon, I definitely would do a letter of release of what you wish to release, any limitations, things that you feel no longer serve you. It is not the time to set an intention. It is a time to let things go. It is for you to be in surrender and acceptance that que sera, sera, sera. What will be, will be, will be. I need you to be in acceptance of that because the world is getting ready to twist and turn around you. And you're going to stay centered and still, which you've become good at becoming centered. And then you're going to evolve like the butterfly. So consider this eclipse putting you in a bit of a cocoon, sheltering you from things going on around you. You stay steady within self. And then when we emerge over these next 7 months, this is what they're showing me. They take me into the energy of February of 2026. And then I feel like it's full systems go, like you've evolved, like you've changed, you've made a shift, something comes for you financially. Seems to be something that's directed, directed to create a work business. Is there something you want to launch or do in a business, please, Sin? Or you want to advance in your business?
Something I do want to create, but it's not even close yet.
That's fine. Those gates will open and things will move forward for you in February of 2026. So work on that planning while you're in the cocoon, while life is swirling around you.
Okay. Is my dad available? I feel like I could have lost my ability to
connect,
hear him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, I will tell you that depending where you are in your evolution, The veil has been, right now it's actually rather thin, but there was a time, especially in 2020, I literally felt almost like they all pulled back. All of our loved ones, they all just went, whoop, all right, here we go. There's some crazy stuff going down. We got to back up, right? Because the vibration was so dense here. And I feel like this past year, there's been another level of density that got added. And so it's difficult for some of our loved ones to connect with us because they're talking about the earth splitting and the vibrational pattern on the earth. And some people are going to stay a little more in this vibration of what they're used to, and others are going to let go of the expectations about what life is supposed to be and be open to the new vibration of what God has for us and the angels, which will really be a little more aligned with our purpose as opposed to the ways of the world, right? Well, just like we are splitting here on the earth a bit, going through this major metamorphosis, as it is, so it is below. So as it is above, it is below. So above us, they too are going through a shift. So some of our relatives have actually been ushered to almost like a different sector, if I could use that word. And so they're not as accessible. So we may not hear them, feel them, but it doesn't mean they still are not in the observational room, aware of us. They just don't have the ability to transmit. But it's interesting that while you were talking, I was hearing this song, I've been afraid of changes 'cause I built my world around you. And it goes on, and I think that song is really a song of like how things have changed in the world and for you, and you built your world around things that were connected with your dad, and now it's just not the same anymore. And that's what I was hearing when you were talking about your dad, that song.
Okay.
So go listen to that song after this call and sit with it, and maybe you'll either get a message or an impression of something from your dad, because that's what I was hearing when you were connecting with me.
The Fleetwood Mac, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Now, Sin, have you called into this show before? Is this your first time?
I've called before.
Okay. When did we speak last?
Maybe close to a year ago,
Close
maybe
to
8 months.
Mm-hmm. Who is having, and I don't know if it's you, who is having a problem with a toe, a foot, please? Did you hurt your foot, your toe, something going on?
Not me. I have a client.
Okay. Were you just with the client, working with the client, or something recently?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, today.
Okay, their energy's so around you. I'm like, why am I seeing a foot, a toe? I'm like, what is going on? I went from like trying to connect to your angels, your guides, and trying to find dad up there in the split universe, and now suddenly I got a foot in my face. I don't know what's happening here on Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, but all right, so your client's energy is definitely with you. So just had to mention that. I don't know. There's a foot right next to you, so can't make this stuff up around here.
Yeah. We'll figure it out.
So write your letter of release and surrender and tell the universe you're open for the higher vibration that it has for you. And just batten down the hatches for the next couple of months while the world goes through its changes, and you'll see where you emerge. And don't think you know what you want to have happen. Just believe you know what God has for you, and don't be focused on how it has to be, and it'll make it easier for you. All right?
Appreciate it. Thanks for all you do. I like listening.
Thank you so much, Sin. We greatly appreciate it. Bye for now. 866-972-7247. We're going to go back to our phone lines, and we've got Sharon, and Sharon is in West Palm Beach. Sharon, how are you tonight?
I'm doing great, Sarah. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. Good to connect with you. Is this your first time calling us?
It is my first time.
Well, we welcome you. How did you hear
I've
about us?
listened to you I've listened to you many times. And finally tonight I said, well, I think the energy is I need to call and talk to her. And it worked. It came through.
It came through. Yeah, it's always good when we follow the prompting. It makes it easier to get through. I feel like the seas part and the phone lines open, and it's always good to know the phone lines work, because we went through that little early Mercury retrograde where we were having some problems with our phones, but I'm so glad that that has been handled. So, Miss Sharon, when I look at you, you too are ready for your evolution and kind of like dusting off like a new attitude, a clean slate. I feel like you've kind of recognized who's with you and who's not with you, just like who's on your side, who's not on your side. And this has been a spiritual evolutionary time for you as well. What is your question for me tonight?
My question is, my all-time dream was to move on the Intercoastal in a condo, and I didn't move yet, but I purchased a condo, and I, redecorated it, and now I'm ready to move in, and I put my house on the market, and I'm having a hard time selling my house. And I honestly figured that my journey was, it's going to sell within 2 weeks. And it's been much longer than that, and I just kind of want to know the energy around it.
Perfect.
And is there something else I need to do? I've already buried St. Joseph's in the backyard facing the house. I know some people probably think I'm crazy, but I believe in that stuff.
Absolutely. That's what you're supposed to do. And, without giving out your address, what is your building number?
At the house or the condo?
The condo, what we're trying to sell.
No, I'm trying to sell the house.
Oh, the house. Okay. So what is the house number?
Number?
Yeah.
7713.
Okay, perfect. Bear with me. Well, that was a very spiritual karmic house for you, correct?
Yes, I love it. I always have.
Yeah, a lot of memories there. Strong connection with people. Everyone who was associated with that house had an important meaning in your life. So it's hard to let it go.
Exactly.
And
yes, it is.
It's
and
hard
I thought
to let
maybe
it go.
That's
part
happening.
of it. That's part of it. So you need to walk around that house, and you need to say thank you so much for the time that we've had together. It's kind of like Carol Burnett. I'm so glad we've had this time together, right? Seems we just get started, and before you know it, comes the time we have to say so long. And you've got to walk around the house and literally say, thank you so much. I'm in gratitude for the memories, the connections, the experiences. You have served me well, but now I release you. I am no longer attached to this house. It has served its purpose, and I'm ready to move on. And literally see your hand cutting the cords of energy because you are still so rooted in that house. It's like trying to pull the roots of a palm tree that's been there for 30 years. It's really deep.
Mm-hmm.
You need to release it. And you also need to make an adjustment in the price after you do your ceremony. And so lucky for you, we've got an eclipse coming to shake some things up. So now's the perfect time to do a releasing ceremony. You do it naturally. Talk. Thank everyone who has come in your home. Thank them. Thank those memories. Relive them in your mind. Thank your loved ones who've passed on, were entered in that house and were part of memories. Just let it go. And then it should move. Coming into, I know we thought it would be 2 weeks, and it's much longer than that, but I really think you'll see things starting to move a little bit more, some action after April 15th. That's when you should start to see a little more activity in the house.
Okay.
And
wonderful. Have I made the right I'm starting to question if I've made the right decision. I love the condo, and I'm living in both places, 3 days here, 2 days there, and going back and forth.
Right. Well, the condo is just a little easier life for you overall at the end, right? It's a little less for you to
Yes,
handle,
it is.
correct?
Yes.
I don't know. We're getting ready to close the show in just like literally a minute and a half, but there's a man standing connected to you. Sharon, did your husband pass, please? There's a gentleman standing above you. So there's a man connected to you who passed. Did your husband pass, please?
No. No.
So then I must have your dad. Because there's
My
a man.
dad or my brother.
Oh, thank you. Because the person feels like they would be around your age. That's why I felt like it was a husband. So your brother passed, please? Is that what you're saying to me?
Yes.
Okay.
And he was the love of my life.
There you go. Thank you for that. Because it felt like a husband, a boyfriend. That's what it felt like, because there's such a strong connection and energy of love there. But we could have that between a father and a daughter. It's just he felt like his age was closer to you than that of a father. That's why I felt like it might have been a husband. But the gentleman that stands above you, who's very close to you, doesn't identify himself directly to me. You and I have kind of put a little marker on that. But he, as I was getting ready to close, he was just showing me that he was there. So I just wanted to let you know that there's someone who loves you very much standing directly above you in the energy of your age group, who's standing with you. If you identify that as your brother, just know that he's with you.
Well, great. Sarah, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I greatly appreciate it.
You're welcome. And light a candle for your brother. Give him a little tea light or something, and he'll come to you in a dream. I think he has something for you.
Okay. Yes, my I get messages from my mother, my father, my brother all the time. I'm very aware of those types of things. So thank you. I appreciate that.
You're welcome. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you for listening to the show. I appreciate that. And I know the Oldies station greatly appreciates your listening too. Thank you so much. I do hope you pop and visit me at the Expedito Center in West Palm Beach, since you're local to us, and we've got a lot of sprays and things to help sell that house. So keep us posted. We'd love to help you. All right. Bye for now.
Bye.
Well, bye for now, everyone. So glad to have you join us right here on Spiritually Speaking with Sarah all across the nation. If you didn't get a chance to get through to us tonight, that's okay. Pick up the phone next Wednesday night from 8:30 to 9 p.m., and I'd love to talk to you. But till then, we bid you farewell, good night, God bless you, and I am Sarah Spiritual.
We don't know the path we have.
This has been Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. You can hear and speak with Sarah Spiritual every Wednesday from 6:30 to 9 p.m. Each week, Sarah Spiritual and Spirit answer your most important questions as you navigate through life. Listen and call in next week and let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit guide you. If you didn't have a chance to speak with Sarah Spiritual tonight, visit Sarah at SarahSpiritual.com. You can message Sarah Spiritual at Facebook and follow her on Instagram. Tune in every Wednesday from 6:30 to 9 p.m. with more from Spiritually Speaking with Sarah.